Hello and welcome to EV Review Ireland. My name is Derek Reilly. Today we are taking the Volkswagen ID.5 on a motorway range test. So as soon as I can get on the motorway and get it up to 120 kilometers an hour, how long will it go distance wise? Recently did a range test on the MG ZS EV, about half the price of this car. This car at the current spec. So this is an ID.5 Tech here in Ireland, and the only optional extra on it is the metallic paint. It's coming in around 69,000 euros. And so the MG ZS EV was around 35,000 euros, and I did a range test in that. But what I was trying to do is prove that I could do the WLTP figure, and a lot of people came in the comments and said, Derek, that's fine, but we would love to know on a motorway, what are we talking? So this is a 77 kilowatt hour battery based on the MEB platform. It is rear wheel drive. It is on 19-inch wheels, and I've had it a couple of days. I haven't done a lot of driving with it, so it's obviously working out the range on the back of the previous drivers. And so it's saying at 100% battery, I'm at 484, and this is the update 3.0, so you may not have that percentage mark on your current, sorry, that might be an update 2.4, but yeah, you may not have that percentage. But anyway, 483. When I came out of the car park before I set this up, it was up at 485. It's saying for this trim level, with the additional, like the boot, automatic boot, so there's a motor and that, so there's a bit of weight in it. It's saying that the WLTP on this specific one is 503. So we're down about 20 kilometers on what it's saying. We have reset the trip meter, and it's saying we've used 0.3 of a kilowatt hour so far. We haven't done any kilometers, and we've been 9 minutes setting it up in the car. And so on long term, it is showing it has done 800 kilometers. There's about 2,000 kilometers on this car overall. It's a press car, and it's getting 17.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Work out the math on that with regards to the 77 kilowatt hour battery, and that's saying that this car has a range of about 445. I've looked at evdatabase.org, which is a great way of seeing the different terms, because WLTP is combined highway, urban, etc., and it's saying we at warm weather highway we probably should be doing in or around the 430 mark. So yeah, if I get plus 420-ish, I'd be happy with it. But we need to be aware that in the wintertime, that's probably going to drop about 80 kilometers down to the mid 300s, if not lower. Temperature today is at the moment around 19 to 20 degrees. I'll put the screenshot up on the app. We've talked about the wheel size, pretty much everything. So yeah, all I'll do is I'll give an update halfway through. When I turn, I'll go to 50%, see how far I get down, and then come back. Got a couple of calls to make, I've got a couple of podcasts to listen to, but we'll give you an idea in the summertime what an ID.5, ID.4 will give you in a 77 kilowatt hour battery. I'll have air conditioning on. It'll be a real world test. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. If this is the kind of content, I do normal reviews, but we also do road tests and range tests. Usually do coast to coast. But I said I'd do a motorway test on this one. On this ID.5, I'm also going to do the ID light and the different flashes and what it means and the different ways that it'll help you and assist you with regards to driving. So keep an eye out for that video as well. So stay tuned until we come back at 50%. Where will I have gotten? How far will I have gotten? Today's video is sponsored by our insurance partner evinsurance.ie. As well as excellent rates, they have specific cover for electric vehicles and are great for company cars too. If you want more information or to get a quote, click on the link in the description and also on the screen. Here we are, 50% battery down. I've gone down the M11, N11 down to Wexford, across to Rosslare, or New Ross, sorry, and then back up, and I'm back up on the M9, so I've come across the country. For those of you that know Ireland, we are down at 50%. I'm pulling in at a parking section on the motorway. Somebody said I shouldn't be parking on the side of the motorway, and they were right. And we're down at 211 kilometre range. We have done 216 kilometres so far. So if you add those two up, it's given us 217 remaining. We're doing 18.7 kilowatt hours. We've been driving for 2 hours and 41 minutes and an average speed of 78 kilometers per hour. So there's been some motorway there at 120. There has been national primary roads at 100. This is going to bring me all the way back up to Dublin, but it's going to be motorway all the way. And so it's saying range-wise left of about 100 and, let me bring up to my destination, 174. And it's saying I have 211 left, but with motorway we're going to be chewing through that. Temperature's gone up to 23 degrees, so it is getting warmer, which helps an EV battery. But yeah, I think we're going to come in around the 400-ish, 410, 420 kilometre range, and that was on the back of a WLTP combined city and motorway range of 503 or 7, 503. So hopefully this is of interest. We'll give you the final update once I get back home to Dún Laoghaire and South County Dublin. Yeah, people want to see this kind of content. I'm making lots of phone calls. I'm listening to a lot of podcasts. So it's not a total waste of time, but I'm not driving home. Temperature is good. It'd be interesting to do something like this again in the winter time when it's cold. But otherwise, stay tuned for some more time lapse and the final update once we get down to near 0%. Thanks.
If you think this car may be for you, you can submit a EV-specific insurance quote by clicking the link on the screen or in the description.
We have made it back to Dún Laoghaire. It has been on 0% and 0 kilometres for probably the last 12 kilometres. And the last section was a lot of motorway, so it went down a lot faster than I thought it was. So temperature is 21 degrees, and this is the final stats. We've gotten 390 kilometres out of a WLTP of 503, 5 hours of a journey, 79 kilometres an hour. So there was a bit of primary in there, national primary roads here in Ireland, which is 100 kilometres an hour, and then a lot of motorway, the M9 on the way back up. So did the M11 down to Wexford, did New Ross, went over to Kilkenny, and then back up the M9 all the way to the M50 and around to Dún Laoghaire again. So a decent loop. And then the kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres is 19.1. So yeah, more than 100 kilometre drop with warm weather and motorway. So good to know, and I'd say you'd definitely be down in the 320s, 330s on a cold day. So just be careful when you're looking at electric vehicles, not just Volkswagen ID5s. And I have a separate video on the WLTP side of things with regards to what manufacturers say and why it's that why they give that range, that combined range. And then you look at the likes of Noel on Facebook with his brand new GTX ID4, I think it is, and he has put a screenshot up showing 600 kilometres. A lot of very conservative driving, a lot of urban driving, and so you can see the range there straight away. And if this was that's the same temperature roughly as what I'm doing here, so he's getting an extra 200 kilometres in his range because he's not going at 120 kilometres an hour, because it's not a lot of motorway. Hopefully you've enjoyed this range test of the Volkswagen ID5. A lot of variables here: outside temperature, how fast you're going, what you're doing inside the cabin, how you're heating it. The air conditioning was on for me. Leave a comment and let me know what else you'd like to see, any other questions. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel. We've talked about having a drive to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thank you very much for watching.
Just a reminder that today's video was sponsored by evinsurance.ie, who have excellent rates and specific cover for electric vehicles. For more info, click the link on the screen and also in the description for a quote.